place to play.
Yeah.
Birmingham is at Huntsville on Sunday.
Okay, I'm going to take Huntsville.
And your tiebreaker is the winning driver of the Daytona 500.
Okay, I don't keep up with NASCAR like I used to, but it's Kyle Larson.
He's still there. He's still there.
Okay, I'll take Kyle Larson.
It is yours, Lamar.
Okay, Steve. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend as well. So,
Larson's sitting at the pole for the 500, by the way.
The latest odds that I have in front of me have Denny Hamlin, followed by Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano. I don't know who William Byron is.
He's the one that took over the 24 after Gordon retired.
Brad Keselowski, Kurt and Kyle Busch. Don't have any clue as to who Alex Bowman is. I have no idea who Alex Bowman is.
He's the one that took over Jimmy Johnson's spot in the Hendrick cars.
I'm glad Smokey Mike can
my bad.
Cipher for
it
me.
wasn't Jimmy Johnson. He took over Junior's spot because he got the 88.
Austin Dillon, certainly know that name. Kevin Harvick, Bubba Wallace, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Amarola, Tyler Reddick.
Reddick is a young one that is up and coming. Pretty good right there.
Christopher Bell.
He won the Daytona 500 last year.
We all know about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Is he still dating?
No. Danica went to A-Raj after that.
Oh, that's right. See, I can't even keep that straight.
What would you do without me, Steve?
I don't want to think about it.
By the way, bringing up the baseball talk.
Yeah.
Would we see baseball being played on a baseball stadium before the show comes out? Since I'm a gamer and all that, and the show comes out on April the 5th.
Well, I set the over-under for opening day for Major League Baseball at June 1st. I think June 1st, we're going to see opening day. June 1st.
Woof.
Yeah.
May's going to be an interesting month for us with Braves baseball. Thank God for college baseball.
We'll have plenty of college baseball right here with the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Some of these names back to the Daytona 500 odds. Austin, is it Cindric?
Yes, Austin Cindric.
Okay. Justin Haley. Ross Chastain? Chastain. I know Greg Biffle's name. I'm totally just. I'm out. I've been out of the NASCAR game.
You'll know a name in there. He'll probably be like dead last in the odds, but there's a Burton back on the scene.
No way.
Harrison Burton.
Is that Ward's kid?
I'm pretty
sure that Jeff's
is,
kid.
Ward Burton's kid.
Oh my gosh, I love me some Ward Burton.
Ward Burton. I loved it when he won. I loved all those post-race interviews.
Yes. He would have been a fantastic add-on to what was already a fantastic movie with Talladega Nights. Had Ward Burton been a part of Talladega Nights, that would have just been the icing on already what was a fantastic Sunday. That would have been great. Maybe he would have been the crew chief for Jean Girard.
Oh my goodness, that would have been quite interesting.
See, they just need to hire me as a consultant out there. We are doing a Pick 2 Friday, believe it or not. And coming up next hour, we're going to re-rack a couple of interviews. So if you are a procrastinator out there, I would advise you to hop on sooner rather than later. Dane Bradshaw, in a conversation I had with Dane Bradshaw yesterday about this weekend's college basketball slate. In fact, Dane will be on the call tomorrow up there in Fayetteville, Arkansas, between the Hogs and the Vols. And earlier in the week, Carson Tinker, fresh off of a Super Bowl victory and his part with the Rams, that was a very entertaining conversation that Wes and I had with him earlier in the week as well. So those happen to be the conversations that we are going to re-rack in hour number 2. Your headlines of the day. Major League Baseball has made it official. It has canceled games through March the 4th due to a lockout. This is about 20 minutes old from the Associated Press. And evidently they went back to the negotiating table between the owners and the Players Association. It lasted longer than 15 minutes. According to Jeff Passan from ESPN.com, it went for 22 minutes. So, is that progress?
It's about 3/4 of an inning. By the way, it's Harrison. I want to correct myself. Harrison's actually Jeff's kid, not Ward's.
Thank you for that clarification. Wes was right. See, he's not here to gloat. Wes was right. It all started last summer. We all thought, okay, except for Wes, that a 12-team college football playoff expansion was coming and inevitable, no question. Well, the college football playoff is set to remain a 4-team format through the 2025 season after the administrators who managed postseason failed to agree on a plan to expand before the current contract runs out. The American Athletic Conference Commissioner Mike Oresco told the Associated Press today, "I'm disappointed we couldn't get something in place. Time was running out. The disappointment also stems from the fact that I think we will eventually get there, and I think 12 teams is still the most likely scenario. But it's just not happening anytime soon." So we are indeed going to have a 4-team playoff for the next handful of seasons. Commissioner Greg Sankey, quoted in the same article from the Associated Press, says, quote, "I don't think it becomes any easier to expand. In fact, I think it becomes more complicated." Which, I mean, I can remember sitting down with the commissioner at SEC Media Days with myself and Wes, and he was just fine with 4 teams. This after Texas and Oklahoma decided to bolt the Big 12 and come to the Southeastern Conference. So a 4-team playoff is going to be with us at least until we are done with the 2025 season. I believe next year's national championship game is in SoFi in Inglewood, California. Not sure what kind of halftime show that's going to be. Probably nothing like what we just saw last Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see. And I think New Orleans is back in the mix as well for the future of, maybe I'm mixing that up with the Super Bowl. All right. So, nonetheless, we got a 4-team playoff. It's a 4-team playoff. It is what it is. And that's how it's going to be for the next handful of years. Well, the next 3 years in college football. But I mean, if you are my age or older, and I'm not going to tell on myself, but if you're my age or older, you did live through no playoffs. Just bowl season when we were all told the bowls were the reward at the end of the season, I think, is what we heard constantly over and over and over. It's a reward. It's a reward. No, we want some playoffs. We would like to have a winner. I think the stir initially started, at least in my memory, was the year Georgia Tech won the national championship in 90. And then there was a fifth down play that happened that year as well for Colorado. And they ultimately had joint national championships that year. Yes, Vol fans, I remember your national championship. That was the first year of the BCS.
Which the year before was also a split. Because the coaches wanted to give Tom Osborne one before he went out.
And that was the split between Michigan and Nebraska. I will never forget the fifth down play. I guess counting to 4 is just too complicated for some officials out there.
Wasn't that Colorado and Missouri or Colorado and Nebraska?
I know it was at Colorado. I wanted to say it was Missouri. I want to say it was Missouri for that fifth down play. But
it was Missouri.
And now they're in the Southeastern Conference. I had a chance to talk to LaFonso Ellis before College Game Day went to Auburn last Saturday. I have not had an opportunity to play it. I'll try to play a portion of that conversation, but right now you are the priority here on a Pick 2 Friday. Your opportunity to win $50 worth of Gibson's Barbecue right now. As we are going to take our first time out, let's do so right now, shall we? We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
What began in a backyard in the 1920s is still going strong today. In this area, the name Gibson means barbecue. And even after over 65 years in Huntsville, Gibson's is trusted for delicious barbecue pork, chicken, ribs, freshly baked pies, and the best breakfast in town. Family owned and operated for 4 generations. Gibson's Barbecue, South Parkway in Huntsville, and online at gibsonsbbq.com. Gibson's Barbecue, Huntsville's best since 1956.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Get your Ford your way today. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got F-150s in stock right now. We have F-150s on the ground so you can climb behind the wheel and take a test drive today. Plus at Woody Anderson Ford, our 2021 F-150s come with $1,000 in bonus cash, along with financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months with your good credit. This offer ends February 28th. To be clear, these F-150s are in stock today, ready for your garage tonight. Now let's talk about making a custom factory order. Not only is there no extra cost to custom order, but you'll get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates on 2022 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, Expedition, and Mustang. Go to WoodyAndersonFord.com and you'll see how easy it is. And speaking of easy, our service department is now offering free pickup and delivery when it's time for your next Ford service. Ask about it at Woody Anderson Ford, the corner of Jordan and Sparkman. Look forward to seeing you.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
It is a Pick 2 Friday. Today, brought to you by Gibson's Barbecue. $50 worth of Gibson's Barbecue can be yours. Gibson's coming back around the bend, around turn 4, heading forward to Checkered Flags on April. All right, so just get ready for a date in April for another chance for you to pick up $50 worth of Gibson's Barbecue, or you could just call in and win Pick 2. Right now, Keith and Lamar got a 50-50 shot at $50 worth of barbecue.
What's that phone number, Steve?
I forget. 256-576-4977. Well, we changed phone numbers so much around here. LaFonso Ellis made himself available last Friday before Auburn's beatdown of Texas A&M. And I've just not had time to play this conversation with myself and LaFonso Ellis, as wanted to play at least a portion of it. Here is LaFonso out of the gate is talking about Walker Kessler. And if you heard Dane Bradshaw yesterday, might be the player of the year in the Southeastern Conference. Is the Auburn big man and transfer from North Carolina.
Well, part of the reason I think they're the best front court in the nation is because they're like they're perfect for each other. Jabari can play out on the floor, and Kessler can play inside, so you can post feed him. Or what they love to do, obviously, is set those single-side ball screens, and all of a sudden he's rolling alone and able to throw the lob from the top. He's a good passer. A tremendous shot blocker at 4 shot blocks per game. But here we go again with bigs. We get credit for the number that we block, but we don't get credit for the amount that we alter. And so what that allows you to do is, even if you're a weaker defender out on the perimeter, you're so much more comfortable getting up and in and under the basketball, because you know if you get beat, now you got a big guy back there who can block some shots. And we talked about Jabari already. He's not as prolific of a shot blocker as Walker Kessler is, but he can block shots as well. Walker Kessler, I have to admit, when I saw that he was transferring to Auburn, I was like, that is not a good fit for him. That's not a good fit for him. And yet Bruce Pearl, as he does always, finds a way to take a talented player and integrate him into the system that not only benefits the player, but of course benefits the team and the system as well. And he's done it yet again with Walker Kessler.
You think North Carolina would like to have him back?
I would say so. I would definitely say so. But to not to be too critical of them. I mean, he was fourth on the depth chart behind some pretty good bigs last year with North Carolina. But I love to see the one positive of the transfer rule and transfer portal is you get guys who are underutilized at the places they were before, maybe have a second chance to find new life in a place where they're a perfect fit for. He was a good fit for Carolina, but he's a perfect fit for Auburn.
LaFonso, I did want to ask you about that Auburn-Arkansas game. I heard your podcast, and you did like Auburn heading into that, and they've had a couple of struggles on the road. So what was your opinion of Arkansas able to beat Auburn in overtime?
Well, Auburn's really good with the basketball, and so Arkansas was able to do what not many teams have been able to do this year, which is turn Auburn over. 19 turnovers in that game led to 24 points, and so that was really the deciding factor out of it all. And I did feel in regulation, though, and this is something that Duke is dealing with Paolo Banchero. As good as Wendell Green is at shooting the basketball, you still want the best player on your team to have that last shot in regulation. I would have preferred that Jabari Smith have the ball in his hands for the reasons that we talked about. If it's a guard guarding him, he's got enough handle to be able to get up over and over the top, whether it be from 3 or 15-foot J. I didn't like Wendell Green taking that last shot. I thought Jabari would have been able to finish in regulation.
SEC basketball as a whole, just kind of broad subject here. It does, ever since the SEC brought in the former Big East commissioner, it feels like SEC basketball keeps elevating. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, not surprised though, because he came in with a plan, and I can't remember it was previous Commissioner Mike Slive or not, but I did know that there was a plan saying, we're known for college football, and it's not acceptable for our basketball programs or our basketball program as our basketball conference to not be good. And so they wrote down on paper a plan where they wanted to go out and get some of the best coaches in the country, so that they can recruit better and raise the profile of SEC on the basketball side. And they've done exactly that. I mean, you're talking about it is debatable whether the SEC or the Big 12 is the best conference in college basketball. So I applaud whoever it was that made that decision, and more importantly, that they were willing to execute it to now have the SEC be perennially one of the best leagues in our game.
That is a little bit from LaFonso Ellis. I do have more of that conversation, but you are the feature today. It is a Pick 2 Friday here on this 18th day of February 2022. If you'd like to call in, we do have $50 worth of Gibson's Barbecue on the line, and right now on the line, incidentally, the phone number, just to put it out there, 256-576-4977. Jim has called in. How are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, yes, sir. You got the pick 2 here, please.
I do. Tennessee at Arkansas. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Vols.
All right. And then on Sunday, going to have some hockey action for you with the Birmingham Bulls at the Huntsville Havoc. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Bulls.
All right. And then your tiebreaker, into the world of NASCAR we go. Who you got winning the Daytona 500?
Who you like, Steve? Hey, that's a hell of a question.
Not knowing anything, I mean, I think Kozlowski won one of the duels, I think. I think I read that today. I'll go Kozlowski.
Oh, okay. At least you made a decision on it. I'm glad to hear that. I'm actually excited about that. Thank you so much.
Well, who do you like, Jim?
I was beginning to worry about your coherentness here.
I appreciate your concern, Jim.
Yeah, okay. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I think I'll just go. I go with Hamlin, but I had one other comment, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, the other guy called in. He said, he was an Alabama fan and said that, he was disappointed Alabama didn't win, but he thought a lot about the Bulldogs for winning their national championship. I don't like it. I don't like dogs, and I don't like their damn fans. How about that?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I still love you, brother.
I appreciate that, Jim. I can feel the love through the microphone and headset.
You can count on it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jim. 256-576-4977. I love our phone callers. I really do. Although, again, I am not looking to hook up anybody. That is all on Paul Feinbaum. I can only imagine when we re-rack Paul Feinbaum at 7 o'clock, what we are going to rejoin at 7 o'clock. Jared is on line one. How are you, Jared?
Good, Steve. How you doing?
Doing well, sir.
Couldn't get Wes to come to work today, huh?
Well, you see, he's on that Johnny Carson plan of working 4 days a week, so I need to figure out how to get on that Johnny Carson plan myself.
I'm telling you, just buy a radio station. You have it made, right?
There you go. You crack the code, Jared.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all want to get on pick 2?
You got it. Tennessee is at Arkansas.
Woo pig.
All right. And then the Bulls and the Havoc Sunday.
Havoc.
And then Daytona 500. Who you got winning the... Is it the 62nd edition?
I don't know which one it is.
64th. 64th.
You were close enough. Good. That's a good effort. Maximum.
I can look up the
way to go.
62nd and give you that winner. All right, you give me Joey Logano.
Joey Logano.
Yeah, it sucks, but I want to win. So
nothing wrong with trying to put your name in the hat for some barbecue.
That's right.
Thank you, Jared.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Joey Logano. Where is he on the starting grid?
Sitting in row 10.
Ah.
By the way, are you going to watch the Xfinity race tomorrow? The beef, it's what's for dinner 300?
I will be on a bus with a bunch of basketball players, so chances are no.
Will beef be for dinner then?
I think we're probably chicken. I think it's probably chicken tomorrow. If I had to guess, I've yet to get my order in for dinner tomorrow with the basketball team. So
bad advertising by NASCAR then for you guys to get chicken.
(256-576-4977). I put a pin in our conversation with LaFonso Ellis, and this is what I'm doing, trying to sneak in that conversation, but you are the priority today. In fact, let's do this. Let's take our last time out. Final call for phone calls comes up on the other side, and if we have time, we'll sneak in a little bit more of my conversation with the Fonz.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Hi everybody, Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo.
I want that money!
You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Final call for phone calls coming up in hour number 2. Going to re-rack a couple of conversations Wes and I had with, well, I spoke with Dane Bradshaw. Wes listened. And Wes did participate in a conversation we had with Carson Tinker, now a Super Bowl champion and 3-time BCS national champion back when he played for Alabama. We are doing a pick 2, and today, brought to you by Gibson's Barbecue. I have $50 worth of Gibson's Barbecue. So what did I do for a pregame today? I went over to Gibson's Barbecue. This used to be a piece of coconut cream pie. Fantastic.
Pie?
Yeah. And then this, I'm still working on. I mean, it's a Brunswick stew kind of a day. It just, you walk outside it's a Brunswick stew kind of day. You can get the hookup over there at Gibson's Barbecue. You can get $50 worth of Gibson's Barbecue if you call in like Tennessee Jeff has. How are you, Jeff?
Hey, brother. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
You take that Brunswick stew and 1 pack of hot sauce.
Woo.
It is as good as anything you ever want to put in your mouth. I mean, Gibson makes amazing Brunswick stew.
So they asked me if I wanted either the saltine crackers or the hush puppies. To me, there is no debate. I went hush puppies.
Well, I like their hush puppies, but a cracker in that Brunswick stew is it's amazing. It is really, really good stuff.
I'm going to have to try the hot sauce. I have not tried the hot sauce.
Yeah. 1 pack of Wendy's has a great little hot sauce, just a little individual pack.
Really?
It's perfect.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never would have thought that, but I will give it a go.
Man, you'll really thank me. You got a pick too.
Yes, I do.
I saw a McDowell 1-2 something, so I don't know anything about racing, but I'm gonna take my Volunteers to upset the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Well, they're a hot basketball team.
They are.
The other,
I think the Volunteers have a chance.
The other half of pick 2 is Birmingham at Huntsville, talking some hockey on Sunday.
I'm gonna take the Havoc.
And your tiebreaker is indeed a Daytona 500 winner. Denny Hamlin, according to Vegas, is your odds-on favorite, followed by Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, and then William Byron.
Let's do Chase Elliott.
All right. It is yours.
That'll work. All
right.
I just, the Volunteers had a great win the other night. I actually stayed awake and saw all of it. And they get to celebrate that great victory by playing Arkansas twice and Auburn.
Yeah.
And they just haven't had no luck with Bruce. I think they've got a chance to beat Arkansas twice.
Well,
and I have no confidence in them beating Auburn. Even in Knoxville, Earl has their number. I mean, he just has them.
There it is. Yeah. By the way, my neighbor who had the hound dog has moved away, and I couldn't have been happier. I mean, listen, my neighbor was fantastic, but that hound dog, I'm telling you, I don't know how you deal with it. I really don't.
My neighbor hates my dog. And
I've got a dog, obviously. I mean, I just don't have a hound dog that barks at every little thing at 4 a.m.
The pest control guy came today. I took a day off. I've been hanging around the home all day, and the pest control guy, and she barked every breath till he was gone. I mean, every breath. Something else. Y'all have a good one.
I'm praying for you, Jeff. I'm telling you, I love dogs. I really do, but that hound dog, oh my goodness gracious.
I got a beagle. Mando is his name, and everybody in the neighborhood knows him.
So then my across-the-street neighbor, not immediately across, but diagonal, they have like 6 little yip-yips. And I want to say half of them are the Chichehuahuas.
The Chihuahuas?
Yeah, I know. I'm just pulling a WKRP in Cincinnati reference.
Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The Chichehuahuas. Joe is next on a Pick 2 Friday. How are you, Joe?
Well, first thing, Steve, that ain't a hound dog you were hearing.
I most definitely had a hound dog living next to me.
No, not that dog. The one you just had on the radio. That wasn't
a hound dog?
That was a coon dog. It's a lot of difference than a coon dog and a hound dog, Steve.
I I'll take your word for it, Joe.
Well, all you got to do is ask Jeff. So he'll straighten you out. Hey, I got somebody wants to say hi to you.
Okay.
Come on. Hi, Mr. Steve.
Hi, Mr. Steve.
Hello, who's this?
I'm Eliza.
It is nice to talk with you. How are you today?
Good.
Good. So, you hanging out with Mr. Joe today?
Yes.
Well, excellent. I am to play. How old are you?
I'm 7.
Wow. So, what's your favorite team?
Alabama.
Uh-oh. So, you're a Roll Tide fan, are you?
Yes.
Have you been to many games?
Not yet.
Well, in due time, I imagine Mr. Joe's going to take you to a game or two.
Yes.
It's nice to talk with you.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Hey, do I qualify for Pick 2 this week?
You do. We have not had Pick 2. Gosh, when's the last time we did Pick 2?
Well,
Super
I
Bowl
thought I
or
was getting
National Championship?
Yeah, I thought I was getting 2 vouchers for our double or nothing bets we had.
Well, no. No, wait a second. I won that.
How did you win that?
I thought you took Arkansas plus
I took Arkansas plus 10, yeah.
And then Bama won by 1.
But Arkansas plus 10.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
I thought my bookie had been beaten.
No. You're good. I've got $50 worth of Gibson's barbecue set on hold for you.
All right. Well, I'll keep it on the back burner then. Thank you for talking to my granddaughter.
Oh, absolutely. Happy to.
I thought she was going to freeze up, but she
just loosened right up.
Yeah, just thought like she's been talking to you for 3 or 4 years.
There you go. She's adorable.
Yeah, she really is. She's getting ready to play softball.
There you go.
Yeah, anyway, nice. I'll get on Pick 2. I haven't even heard what you're doing.
Tennessee at Arkansas.
I'm just going to stay with my Hogs then.
All right. Birmingham is at Huntsville Sunday. We're talking SPHL hockey.
Well, wait a minute. Do I get Arkansas plus 10 on this game, too?
Nope, we do straight-up winners. We are not some show from 10 a.m. to noon.
I know. I think I've been doing this long enough to know that. What's the second one?
Havoc Bulls.
I have no clue. So who's ahead in this series?
Huntsville is, last I checked, in first place in the SPHL.
And they're playing at home?
Yes, we are.
All right, I'll take you broadcasting instead of Eli Gold.
Your tiebreaker is the winner of the Daytona 500.
I'm going to take Mr. Larson, Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson is good with that combination.
Well, all right.
Good luck to you, Joe.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate what y'all do, Steve. Seriously.
Appreciate you calling in and participating. Badger Larry.
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Cold out again today.
Yeah.
So you did a good thing with your pick of the Brunswick stew at Gibson's. That's always good.
Yeah. No, it's especially on a day like today. It was talking to me.
Yep, that's good pick right there.
I did watch the end of the Iowa-Michigan game the other day, and it did make me think about how Wisconsin is faring. I honestly have not checked up too much on the Badgers.
Well, I can tell you they're overperforming and they're underrated. So, which is always a good thing. So,
yeah,
there's teams in front of them that they've beaten. I mean, it's the only team that we've got 5 losses total for the season, and they're all ranked teams except for one, and that's Rutgers, who's beat 5 ranked teams in a row. So, so they're playing well. So you got a heck of a player in that.
Yeah, that New Jersey school gets in the way of some teams this year.
Man, they're hot right now. I can tell you that. So, but it'll be good. I think they're gonna. I think Badge will be. They'll be. Should get a pretty good seed in the tournament. I think so.
I will keep on the lookout as Wisconsin 11-4 in conference play, 20-5 overall, as you mentioned. And there are 4 or 5 different teams currently ranked in the Big Ten, led by Purdue. And I have seen Purdue, and Purdue looks really good.
And we beat them at home, at their home.
Did you really?
So, yeah, we did. And we beat Houston, who's in front of us. I mean, I like I said, we're underrated, but that's okay.
So you got Michigan coming up on Sunday.
Yep.
And they are fresh off of that win against Iowa.
Yep.
That should be interesting.
Yep.
All right, let's hop on pick 2. Tennessee at Arkansas.
I think Arkansas is going to win that one.
Havoc hosting the Bulls on Sunday.
I'll take the Havoc.
And then who is winning the Daytona 500?
Anybody got Harvick yet?
You do.
Good. Fords are looking pretty darn strong. I know that. I watched some of that last night. My goodness. I wouldn't pick anybody but a Ford right there. They're looking good.
You
they should have been. I think they went 1 through 4 on the first race, and they should have been the same on the second one, but they wrecked at the end. So.
I appreciate the update and appreciate you calling in, Badger Larry.
All righty. Have a good one.
You too. 256-576-4977. We are sneaking up on the top of the hour break, but I will tell you that we'll try to sneak in a call or two on the other side. Brad Kozlowski took Jack Roush to the victory lane for the first time since 2017 as their rebranded team showed that they're ready for the Daytona 500. 256-576-4977. The number to be a part of the program. Sports Center update. I think this is the last weekend of the Olympics. Have not watched too much of the Olympics. We'll be right back.
Get your Ford your way today. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got F-150s in stock right now. We have F-150s on the ground so you can climb behind the wheel and take a test drive today. Plus at Woody Anderson Ford, our 2021 F-150s come with $1,000 in bonus cash, along with financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months with your good credit. This offer ends February 28th. To be clear, these F-150s are in stock today, ready for your garage tonight. Now let's talk about making a custom factory order. Not only is there no extra cost to custom order, but you'll get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates on 2022 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, Expedition, and Mustang. Go to WoodyAndersonFord.com and you'll see how easy it is. And speaking of easy, our service department is now offering free pickup and delivery when it's time for your next Ford service. Ask about it at Woody Anderson Ford, the corner of Jordan and Sparkman. Look forward to seeing you.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter. I'm Steve Lennox. There will be no baseball spring training exhibition games through at least March 4th. Major League Baseball announcing today that without a new collective bargaining agreement, exhibitions will start on March 5th at the earliest. MLB and the Players Association expected to meet again on Monday. Hope right now is that negotiating on a new CBA will ramp up between the two sides. The college football playoff will remain at 4 teams with 4 more years. 10 FBS commissioners and Notre Dame athletic director Jack Swarbrick could not come to unanimous agreement on a proposed 12-team format. ESPN's Adam Rittenberg from ESPN.com joining ESPN Radio today, explaining why expansion is not happening right now.
There's some issues that are related to college football but also everything that's going on in the college sports landscape. There's some of the things that ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips cited in terms of their hesitancy to move forward with expansion. I think there's still some items around revenue sharing that need to be ironed out, and also exactly where the bowl system will factor in, especially trying to protect some of the traditional relationships.
Adam Rittenberg earlier today on ESPN Radio, the current 12-year contract set to expire after the 2025 season. NCAA announcing today that it will begin to review its NIL policies. Review will include how policies have affected student-athletes and their school choices, transfer opportunities, academics, and student-athletes' mental health. NBA All-Star Weekend festivities underway tonight from Cleveland with the Rising Stars game. ESPN Radio's coverage starts at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
We can make runs with Jimmy G every year, but the odds are better if we had a guy who could make all the plays that we'd win the whole thing if you're San Francisco.
More from the guys Monday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Final hour of the week is upon us. There is some news out of the plains. Brian Harsin has himself an offensive coordinator. That came down this afternoon as Brian Harsin has elevated a coordinator, elevated someone on his staff, a former wide receivers coach, Eric Kiesau. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Kiesaau, who started with the Tigers as an analyst this last offseason, being elevated to offensive coordinator. This was announced today. He is replacing Austin Davis, who was replacing Mike Bobo in the house that Jack built. So, still no word on defensive coordinator, but at least offensive coordinator has been put to bed at the moment, as Auburn is a little less than a month away from starting their spring drills under second-year head coach Brian Harsin. Final call for phone calls, and what is a big day tomorrow in SEC basketball. We have coverage of the Alabama Crimson Tide as the Crimson Tide head on the road to take on Kentucky. Alabama enters in at 17-9, 7-6 in SEC play. Kentucky ranked 4th in the nation at 21-5, 10-3 in SEC play. Auburn, incidentally, on the road at Florida, and right now Joe Lunardi has 6 teams, I want to say, in his latest of what I just saw and just pulled up, and Florida is right on the bubble. And you hate to say this is a must-win for the Florida Gators, but it would certainly go a long way in their resume building to get themselves dancing if they can just take care of home court. Easier said than done against the Auburn Tigers. Tennessee's at Arkansas. That should be just a fantastic game. That tips tomorrow at 3 o'clock. There at Bud Walton. And I need to watch more of South Carolina because they're starting to pick up some wins. They play host to LSU tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, rather. 2:30 Central Time, tip time there in Columbia. And I wasn't expecting too terribly much out of this South Carolina team. But all of a sudden, they are 6-7. And just like it seems like every other Frank Martin team, they are picking up some steam in late February, heading into March. Played a portion of my conversation with LaFonso Ellis. I'm just going to play a little bit more of that before we bow out for the day, and we are going to re-rack some interviews that we had from earlier in the week. We'd have time to take maybe a call or two if you call in right now. Bruce Pearl taking things over and taking it to another level down there at Auburn. How have you seen him grow from Tennessee to Auburn?
I see in many ways, he's the same from the standpoint, the energy and the charisma that he's going to bring, what he's going to demand from his players. You expect a toughness and a grittiness on the defensive end of the floor, and you expect some organization, yet some freedom on the offensive end. And so in many ways, I see what he did at Tennessee applied here. Is just in a different way, and he certainly his ability to be able to recruit and find like the perfect Bruce Pearl guy. Like I think of Devin Cambridge, for example. And though he's not a starter, in many ways he's a Bruce Pearl kind of guy, an elite athlete, runs the floor, team-oriented player. And then he's got these smaller guards out there in the starting lineup that most teams will be able to take advantage of. But no, they have a toughness, a resilience about them. And as I say those two words resonate with me as being characteristic of Bruce Pearl.
Could I ask you one more, LaFonso, just about BP and how he's able to what he's been able to do here in elevating this Auburn program, especially over the past 5 seasons, based on where it was when he took over?
Yes, and it's the attributes that we just talked about, but it's also you also have to have buy-in from your athletic director and whoever it is that's running your athletics program. And they've been willing to give him all the resources that are necessary to be able to build a national profile program. And of course, he brings all the ingredients with it, the charisma, the ability to be able to recruit, the ability to be able to connect with local and national Auburn fans. And because of who he is, he actually gets some people out on the fringe who know nothing about Auburn basketball, but are interested in Auburn basketball because of how passionate he is about Auburn, the university, but particularly Auburn basketball.
Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Last year, there was a definite separation of Baylor and Gonzaga heading into the NCAA tournament. How many teams do you think have separated themselves as we head into March?
Yeah, there's been consistently 7 or 8 who can win it this year. I felt over the past 2 years that it was Gonzaga and Baylor, but of course we didn't get a chance to see that showdown due to COVID 2 years ago, interrupting that season. This year, we have 7 to 8 teams that can legitimately win it. And part of that is not only are they talented and execute well, but each of those 7 or 8 teams has something about them that a team could exploit in the first or the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. We talked about Auburn and the inability to be able to shoot it. I think they're shooting 29 or 30% in SEC play. You look at a team like an Illinois or even a Purdue. Purdue's a great example. Purdue, in my mind, is the best team because they have they're too deep at every position. They shoot 40% from 3. They rebounded well. They have a starter in Zach Edey who's 7'1", averages about 14 points in only 20 minutes a night. They come off the bench, so he goes and gets a rest, only to bring Travion Williams in, who's 6'10", 260 pounds, some of the best feet in all of college basketball, excellent passer. What's their weakness? They don't guard. Their defensive efficiency is like in the hundreds. And so though I look at that team and say they're built to win an NCAA title, over the last 10 years or so, I think the worst defensive efficiency team is somewhere around 25 or 30. And so again, 7 to 8 teams that are really talented. Duke, who could win it, Kentucky, but there are some glaring holes. So I think that's going to make it even more exciting as we get closer and closer to March Madness. March Madness. Sorry, 2 hours of sleep.
It's a little bit of my conversation with LaFonso Ellis a week ago, talking a little college basketball with him. Going to re-rack a interview on the other side with Dane Bradshaw, but first you're going to hear Carson Tinker on the other side as we wrap up Super Bowl 56. Everybody have a great weekend. I will talk to you tomorrow afternoon on Zone 2.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Take your taste buds back in time with a trip to the all-new Bubby's Diner, offering a variety of mouth-watering food, from delicious starters to 50-style diner food and meat and 3 meals, featuring owner and Huntsville native Chris Bubby Belcher's family's homemade recipes. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 8412 Whitesburg Drive in the former Gibson's Barbecue. And you can enjoy $50 worth of delicious Bubby's Diner food for half price with this week's Zone Deal. On sale now online at 977ESPN.com.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Here in the South, we like our traditions, like Alabama football and tailgating on fall Saturdays. And the best way to start your tailgate? Visit Brooks & Collier to see North Alabama's largest selection of premium grills and smokers. Big Green Egg, Blaze, and Traeger. Everything you need for that perfect tailgate. Check out our rubs and seasonings. We have a full wall to please any taste palate. Visit Brooks & Collier at 813 Meridian Street or at Brooks & Collier